think.
You think these haters have a sadistic nature or are sadistic by nature?
Why is there a deluge of hate online? This is an idea.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good
one.
That's a good
It
topic.
actually, from my understanding, it goes deep.
Yeah.
Because what are you doing? You're putting people in a position where they can be anonymous,
Yeah.
where they can be without risk to themselves, and
Yeah.
possibly they're expressing what they actually think.
Yeah, and it's an
Possibly.
outlet. Yeah, it's a good outlet as well for
Right.
a lot of people, I think.
Right.
You'll like this one.
Well, let's see.
Why do, and I'm going to be prejudiced now, why on average, or is it a stereotype that women bear a grudge longer than men?
I haven't heard this.
Yeah, you know, but because men can.
Oh, you mean to recover?
Men will have a fight,
Men
like
will have a
Pavlov
fight.
and whoever,
Okay.
and then they'll shake hands and say, it's done.
Well, maybe we have a concept of honor.
Okay, but why? Why do we have that? I'm not saying women don't have it.
I am.
A lot. Okay, William is saying it.
I've never observed it.
William Wally. Okay, the argument
I can
is
justify it.
that in nature, in the wild, if men fall out with someone, it's very likely there will be a physical fight, and one of them will come to severe harm.
Or many people.
Well, many people. Women less likely, so they're less likely to have a fight about an issue. Sorry, I hope you don't trip over. How you doing?
Yeah, there isn't a moment.
As for my friend here.
Thank you.
There isn't a moment where all the aggression comes forward, comes out. So it just keeps inside.
However,
that's why people say that they
But
hold a grudge.
nowadays, anyone, man, woman, or child, can get online and anonymously bicker, insult.
yeah, basically.
I can
That's
call
not a
you X, Y,
resolution,
Z,
though.
and there's no consequence for it.
Right.
That's not a resolution, but I'm saying is that an explanation why there's so much negativity and
do you like the
hatred
coffee?
online? Or did you do the wrong one?
No, it's good.
Okay.
That's my.
So let's
my guess.
let's look at something. So on any sort of, not any video, but let's take YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Just because we know it. So lots and lots of videos. You'll get people coming on and they will. They can say very aggressive things or extremely, I suppose people would say, hate-filled things, or with threats and stuff like this. And it's like, why are people manifesting themselves in that manner? You could say, well, it can be an outlet, like you said, for things maybe they're experiencing in their own life and they can't express themselves, or they're scared to express themselves because of the presumed consequences in the real world. Right? So even on something, you can find a video with like a really positive message or doing something good in the world, and you're always going to have haters. I think it might be just an aspect of being human at this time. Is that when you observe, might be relevant to what we talked about earlier, when we observe people maybe making positive changes in their life, there's going to be detractors. The reason for that detraction, well, maybe it shows you in a bad light because you're not improving yourself, right? It might be just a manifestation of that, you know?
But you know,
Yeah.
I think I got an interesting example about that. Sometimes that bickering can actually be helpful. Has anybody here heard about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
Yeah.
No.
You haven't?
Yeah.
I've heard it's coming out.
And
So
people
there was a
complain.
huge...
Spoiler alert! A lot of people probably want to watch it. Don't give away.
What's the chat?
There is no spoilers
Okay.
here.
All right. Sonic the Hedgehog.
No, but look, there was a huge backlash against the movie because Sonic looked horrible. Like basically, he looked completely terrible. He looked like a furry. He looked completely abhorrent.
It's going to appeal to some people.
Yeah, to a very small amount of people, probably.
You gotta go niche.
But look, guys, so many people complained, and so many people, gave them such bad feedback that they actually pressured the producer of the movie. That he put some, a post on Instagram, I think. Yeah, he said, okay, you guys really didn't like the design. We're gonna change the design. Here's how the new design's gonna be. It's great, man. That's great.
Because the guy's not going to make any money, is he?
Do the masses know what they want?
Interesting.
Do the masses know what they want? Apparently, was it Steve Jobs said, don't give people the phone or the computer that they want, give them what they need or what you want to give them. on The Simpsons.
Got to
when
get that new iPhone for no appreciable reason.
But when they go to Homer Simpson to ask him what should the dream car be like, he comes up with all these great gadgets and tries to make it amazing in his world, but it's a complete failure in terms of marketing.
Here, a quote from Henry Ford.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's if you ask people what they want for transport, something like that, right? Maybe it's not the exact quote, but if you ask people what they'd want, they'd say faster horses.
Yes,
that's right. I've heard that. It's very interesting.
Instead of
innovation.
Instead of a car. So
very good.
That's basically it. Like people, sometimes you're talking about new things. People have no conception of what it actually might be. They're just going to say, "Well, I want this, but just slightly better." Instead of here's a radical innovation.
And you need those geniuses.
Because there's a risk with radical innovations.
Of course, always. Yeah.
There's a big risk with those.
Yeah.
But yeah, look. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Oh, go ahead. No worries.
You want to say
I was going to say, like, I think it's more valuable to examine it on an individual level in any case. Like when we're talking economics, obviously it's interesting to do research on what do people want. But asking masses what they want on any topic, I don't think it's the best approach.
And the most popular things are crap. White bread is the most popular bread, and it's the worst one for you. The Sun newspaper is the most widely read newspaper, and it's the worst one. I don't know what that says about democracy.
Well, what is
well, I don't know. So yeah, popularity doesn't mean good.
That guy who asked the question for our first podcast. Remember that guy whose question you read?
Yeah. He thanked us for asking it.
He thanked us for asking, and on another video he showed his real colors.
Okay.
If he's watching this, okay, that really shows how it is.
Okay.
How the guy is.
What were his true colors? He asked if you were racist.
No, but it's not about that.
Okay.
He's the racist one. Like he showed real hate against Eastern Europeans. He went on and on, going on that I hate these guys. It's good that we'll have Brexit, so we kick out these racists, these terrible Eastern Europeans, these crusade lovers, these dude, chill.
And does this come back to the?
I think it does. I think it very much does.
The negativity behind the cloak of anonymity.
Definitely.
I can say what I want because you.
I can say what I want, but you can't say what you want.
So what's the advantage for somebody to step away from behind that cloak?
To step away from it.
Why
There is no advantage. That's why nobody does it.
Nobody? Really?
What's that?
Nobody does it?
We're doing it now.
Exactly.
You can see who we are.
That's not what I mean. We aren't gaining anything by this.
Are you sure? I am.
Wait.
I feel like
no. Wait. Okay. Let's go on about this. When you are
Let's do this.
when you are commenting online about the person, I hate this guy's this guy's that, this guy's that.
Yeah.
There is, let's imagine it's impossible to find out who you actually are. It's impossible that you will get, that the real you will get shit for it. Like you'll get prosecuted for it, or you'll get called out on it. And there is a possibility that you might win the argument against the person, and you will humiliate the person. That's what those people like to do, because they want to laugh at somebody without getting laughed at themselves.
Okay, I feel you.
You know what I mean?
One of the first things I learned when I first took my foray into the internet is never argue online.
Yeah.
Even if you win, you're still retarded.
Yeah.
There's no point in it. There's no point.
That's one of the first memes I ever saw.
That's true, man. I used to argue on the internet like for so long, and then all of a sudden I was like, nah, never mind.
You can't
leave this.
You can't win it. I don't think you can win arguments.
No, you can't.
I don't think you can win arguments.
No, because
really.
It's like if you.
No.
Depends what you mean by win.
Has
You
anyone?
have a very anti-argument.
Let's get into it. What do you mean when you say win the argument?
Has anyone?
Victory doesn't matter that much. What matters is for you to learn something with the
Maybe
argument.
that's what I mean. Maybe you just define my point.
No, but look, Will, when you argue with someone to defend your point, and the other person has another point, you are, you think that you got the better point, right? And the other person thinks he's got the better point or she's got the better point, right?
Yeah.
And when you argue with each other, you will discover flaws in your points if you are
Absolutely.
open-minded, and you will discover ways to evolve those points, maybe change them.
Exactly.
That's what argument is good about.
I agree
That's
with you
true.
completely.
That's
So there's
true.
no
I would agree.
disagreement there.
You would also just, I mean, that's maybe also what you mean partly is you increase your skill in debating.
Yes, that too.
Yeah, and also it helped me define my thoughts and
Define yourself better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's valuable.
You know, adversity makes us evolve, not.
But I would still say, for example, arguing on the internet in the hope that you think you would actually change anybody's mind is going to be very difficult.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's
Because
you're both coming at it from a different angle.
we're just coming back to the internet, because in the internet, for example, in real life, in Speaker's Pool, that's why when I see some comments about myself, I just like to say on Speaker's Pool, guys, if you want to talk to me, come here, talk to me, it's fine, I don't mind.
Yep.
Even if you loathe me, if you hate my guts, if you think I'm this, I'm that, just come here and talk to me, right? Because when it's online, they don't have to, that there is no fear of defeat. So they can just say whatever they want, they can just talk crap about a person
that's
without
safe.
getting called out on it. And that's the thing. If they're afraid that they will get called out on something, they will not show their ugly colors.
Well, let's put it like this. From my understanding, if somebody disses somebody on the internet with how do you say that word?
Anonymity.
Thanks. Anonymity.
Anonymity.
Whatever. You don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? For me, if you see someone doing that, it's like a marker of status for me. If you're doing that, for me, you're low status in terms of some sort of hierarchy of self-respect. Why would, because no,
You got a point.
No, look
You
at it
got a
this way.
point, yeah.
If you see somebody, if you know somebody in your life, or if you even consider yourself to be making progress towards your goals, taking on challenges, being successful, having setbacks, moving forward, educating yourself, helping people, following your instincts, you know what I mean? Staying true to your principles.
Yeah.
And if that's your life, why would you go out of your way to go, you're a fucking dickhead, I like you? Why would you do that? You wouldn't do that, and you don't do that. Right? People who are maybe not making progress in their life call out everybody else.
If you can't rise up, you want to pull other people down.
Precisely. That's what I'm saying.
But has anyone at Speaker's Corner ever uttered the phrase, "Oh well, you were right, I'm going home. The world is round after all. Islam is the right religion."
No, but there's been a few-
well, that one might have happened because people regularly
Sometimes
take
there's
their
some
Maybe we
shahadas.
can ask them about the
Sometimes
music.
they get some converts.
But I think I was going to say something. I forgot what I was going to
Sorry,
say.
man. Right and wrong, admitting you're wrong, saying you were correct.
Winning arguments.
Yeah.
No, it's something about what you said, but I don't remember.
I was saying about moving forward, achieving your goals, not wanting to go out your way to criticise others. Okay. Yes.
Like anonymity. It's always much easier to destroy negativity.
Right.
It's much easier than creativity. It's so
Oh,
much
for real.
easier to destroy.
Precise.
It's easier to tell a person what not to do than to tell him what to do. You know what I mean? It's easier to bash a person than to give advice to a person.
Definitely. Because if you start giving advice to people, that you also bear a responsibility. You have to give right advice.
Don't know if it's picking you up.
Yeah, you bear no responsibility
Right, I'm
when
sorry.
you are bashing a person online.
Yeah,
You
right.
bear zero responsibility, and there's a possibility you might feel good about destroying the other
Precise.
person.
Yeah.
And that sadistic nature is what this, these haters are about. I think.
You think these haters have a sadistic nature or are sadistic by nature?
Not all of them, It's, when I was younger, sometimes I would do some trolling. It was nothing too special. It was just, Let me think of an example.
What would you do?
No, I never been in 4chan actually.
Sure.
No, honest. I have a friend of mine from 4chan, and it's a pretty interesting website. I go there like occasionally now, but when I was young, I never went there. I didn't even know it existed.
I'm joking, I know it.
It's totally a normie. But normies out free.
Look into the camera.
Yeah. But okay, let's
Yeah.
kind of get derailed here. What was I talking about?
Go on,
I was
right,
talking about
Negativity.
negativity. Okay. What I did when I was sometimes trolling people is I would experiment what would be the answer if I say this, or what would the person say if I said that. Because I was actually curious about their opinion, so I wanted to put their opinion through the test to see if I should adopt something of it for myself, you know what I mean? That was the kind of trolling I was doing. It was more constructive in a sense. It was for me to actually see if they have anything good about them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes people just just go there to bash the others.
Yeah, exactly. It's an outlet for people. I mean, I don't know if it's valuable except for as an outlet and comedy. You know what I mean?
Right, comedy.
I mean, yeah, comedy is
Can't get enough of those
tragedy
triggered
plus time.
SJW vids.
Comedy, in the comedy, in the end, somebody always needs to be the scapegoat. That's what comedy is based on.
Yeah,
you
laughing
always
at somebody or something.
at somebody's expense. That's why.
I was going to say on the issue of being neutral, I would often say, what do you say to people who would say, rather than saying I think this?
Right.
I'd say what about people who say this, just to sort of remove myself from it?
That's right.
I don't know if that's so I don't get attacked for asking the question,
Well,
especially with some of the Extinction Rebellion people that I spoke to.
God.
I'm not on the. I'm open-minded about what that's all about.
I want to comment on it.
Okay, we'll do a whole video on that one. But I would say, what do you say to people who say this, rather than, oh, isn't it the case that? Because then people take it personally.
Yeah, right.
And they start attacking you, and then you're getting off the issue.
You want to talk about ideas rather than your personal
Exactly,
ego
yeah.
invested, whatever. Yeah, for real.